Have you ever felt unheard and wished you knew the secret to make people hang on to your every word? What if I told you that you could influence outcomes simply by changing the way you frame your sentences? What if your words could carry hidden commands that influence others subconsciously? Do you want to discover and master this subtle art? Today, we will dive into the world of neuro-linguistic programming, conversational hypnosis, and the enigmatic Ericksonian language patterns. And we are going to uncover 5 magic hooks that can give you an almost unfair advantage in nearly every conversation. So keep watching. Hi, I'm Stephen Antony, a medical doctor, psychiatrist, and board-certified coach through the Cleveland Clinic of Ohio. Our purpose on this channel is to make entertaining cinematic videos backed by science, psychology, and a touch of history, so that you not only enjoy watching them, but also learn powerful insider secrets that will help you create authentic, deep, and loving relationships that will last a lifetime. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I promise to make it worth your while. Now, the magic hooks I'm about to share with you are quite powerful. Use it to influence people for the better. Eventually, whatever you do needs to be aligned with the values of the other person so that you have a clear conscience and the person trusts you in the long term. So I encourage you to take full responsibility and use these techniques wisely. Now let's talk about hook number 1, metaphors. Metaphors speak directly to the subconscious mind. For instance, if I say something like, navigating this challenge is like finding your way in a dense forest. It puts certain imagery in your mind, and it guides your thoughts and feelings in a desired direction, and it also influences your perspective. Metaphors induce trance. They suspend disagreement and they suspend judgment because you are engaging the imagination of the other person. The usage of metaphors has been seen in almost every religion. In Christianity, they use the metaphor of the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. This can be seen in the book of Matthew, chapter 13. And this illustrates how something small and seemingly insignificant can grow into something large and influential. In Islam, they use the concept of light upon light. In the Quran, it talks about how God's light and guidance are like layers of enlightenment and understanding, building one on top of each other and opening the path forward. In Buddhism, the Buddha used the metaphor of a raft, and he uses his teachings and he suggests that we use his teachings as a means to cross over the river of suffering, and his teachings are the raft. In Hinduism, the world is described as a cosmic dance that is performed by the Lord Shiva, who is involved in continuous creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. And it becomes a cycle, a cosmic dance. In Judaism, they use the metaphor of the tree of life. You can see this in Kabbalah, and it's a metaphor which describes the path to God and the manner in which He created the world out of nothingness. In daily conversations, let's say you want to inspire somebody, you want to talk to them about cultivating good thinking habits. You may use the metaphor of a garden. You may compare the mind to a garden. You may say something like, cultivating a healthy mind is like tending to a garden. It requires patience, care, and removal of weeds. Weeds being a metaphor for negative thoughts. To thrive, it creates a clear imagery in the person's mind. So now you may ask, how do I create metaphors in daily conversations? Here's a tip. Think in symbols. Symbols are some of the most oldest forms of communication. A symbol is worth 1,000 words. Every religion, every country, every party has a symbol, and it means something. So good metaphors often come from symbols. Thinking in symbols, actively listening to what the other person is saying, what words and themes are they using, and then coming up with a symbol to convey the idea. And you want it to be vivid, and you want it to be clear. You want your metaphors to paint a picture. It will come with practice. Now, if you are really interested on how to develop this skill, I highly recommend that you check out our program, Conversational Hypnosis for Relationships. In that program, we go into great length and detail, and we give you so many examples and exercises on how to really get good at this form of communication, which is so subtle and speaks directly to the subconscious. Now, you can use this to strengthen your bonds, to resolve conflicts, to enhance your daily interactions, to become more interesting, and to offer insights to people that they will take without any kind of argument. Because metaphors allows the other person to drop judgment. Here's the next hook. Hook number 2, using the power of presuppositions. Presuppositions plant ideas in the listener's mind. For example, listen to this phrase. When you start using these techniques, you will notice a significant improvement in your communication. Notice how this sentence presupposes that you will use these techniques and you will also see results. So it bypasses the critical thinking barrier of the listener. So how do you construct good presuppositions? Let me give you 3 patterns. Pattern 1. It consists of 2 phrases. You may begin the sentence using, when you experience ABC, you'll wonder X, Y, Z. For example, when you experience the benefits of these techniques, you'll wonder how you ever managed without them. Now, the next pattern is, as you become more familiar with ABC, you'll find XYZ. So here's an example. As you become more familiar with these strategies, you'll find your conversations becoming more powerful and flowing more smoothly. Pattern number 3. Once you start seeing ABC, you'll realize X, Y, Z. So here's an example in action. Once you start seeing changes in your interactions, you'll realize the power of effective communication. Now, if you want to learn all about presuppositions and how to use them, there are more than 400 examples in our course. The link is in the description box below. You can check it out now, you can check it out later, or you can never check it out. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that you understand the power behind these principles and put it to action in your conversation. Next, we move to hook number 3, artful vagueness. This is also known as fill in the blanks technique. So I'm trained in the Ericksonian method, and Ericksonian language patterns often use artful vagueness. And the purpose is to open the mind to multiple interpretations where they will fill in the details. For example, consider this phrase, imagine the possibilities your future holds. Now that's very vague, and it invites the listener to fill in the blanks with their hopes and dreams. And that makes the message more powerful. Here's another example. Think about the doors yet to be opened in your life's journey. each containing a secret. Do you wonder what's behind each door and how your life will change for the better when you discover something powerful? That's very vague, but it engages the imagination and the other person will start filling in the blanks. Here's another example. Picture a future where every choice brings you a new adventure, just waiting for you to take that first step. Here's another example. Contemplate the many roads you could travel, and each has its own set of wonders and challenges. The challenges are difficult. However, your growth may be substantial. So that is very vague, and yet it engages the other person's imagination in a very positive way. Now, let's talk about the next hook. Hook number 4 is the yes set. Now, this technique is used a lot in NLP, in hypnosis, in sales, and it really is about getting the listener to agree with you multiple times before you get them to say yes to the important suggestion. So, here's an example. If you want to improve your life, you would agree that effective communication is an important key, right? So wouldn't it make sense for you to take some time to explore these techniques further? The first 2 sentences there are obvious benefits for the other person, and the third sentence is the one that calls for action. Here's another example. If you value strong relationships, you understand the importance of clear communication. So would you agree that spending time refining your communication is essential? So there, again, you see in this example 2 desirable outcomes that you're talking about, and the third one is a suggestion. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, give the subscribe button a little tap. In return, I promise to bring you the most interesting content backed by science and psychology. That's my promise to you. Hook number 5, embedded commands. This is a cornerstone of conversational hypnosis. This is where you embed a command with a sentence like, do this, start this, buy this now, and so on and so forth. After speaking to the person with presuppositions, with yes set, and all the other techniques we talked about, you want to go for a close by giving them simple suggestions, which are direct commands. For example, listen to this sentence. As you listen to the sound of my voice, relax deeply. The embedded command here is relax deeply. Now that's been embedded in a very simple sentence. You may as well embed commands such as take that step, make that choice now. So how this works is you take a normal conversation and you want to understand what is it that you want to achieve through your conversation. And whenever you are embedding a command, what you want to do is you want to slow the tone, the speed of the speech, and drop the intonation in your voice whenever you deliver that embedded command. For example, listen to this sentence. As and when you are ready to take that step, move in that direction. So I dropped the intonation when I said the word take that step. Now you would combine this with different language patterns and gently lead the listener's thought in a desired direction. So let me give you a few examples here. As you explore these ideas, take a moment to reflect deeply on their applications. The embedded command here is reflect deeply. Here's another example. When you listen to what I'm saying, you may begin to imagine the success these methods can bring. The embedded command there being imagine the success. Here's another example. Consider this advice carefully and the possibility to embrace new possibilities. The embedded command there being embrace new possibilities. So here's another example. By mastering these 5 magic hooks, you can significantly enhance your conversation in the process. Now, again, I want to emphasize with great power comes great responsibility, as Spider-Man once said. So let me know in the comment section below which one resonated most with you. Can you think of example phrases that you can come up with? I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. This is Stephen Antony from PsychologyMD. Bye-bye.